Well, it's quite a cold and frosty day. It's been snowing all night again, so what better thing to do on such a cold day than to do some cooking. I have a friend coming for lunch today, and I'm going to make a bobotie, which is a traditional South African Cape Malay dish. So normally you'd be putting in a slice of bread and soaked in half a cup of milk, but because my friend is gluten intolerant, I'm going to be leaving out the bread. It's okay, it just means that the bobotie will come out a little bit more solid, but it will still taste just as delicious. So to make this bobotie, you are going to need a greased casserole dish. You're going to need 2 onions, reasonably finely chopped. You don't have to stress yourself getting them very, very finely chopped. And you need to have about 1 kilo of lean ground beef. You're going to have 3 teaspoons of either chutney or apricot jam, or a mixture of them both. This is a chutney that I made myself. There's a link to this recipe in the description below. You're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, and you are going to need 2 teaspoons of salt and 2 teaspoons of curry powder. You can decide whether you want it mild or hot, up to you. You're also going to need 3/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and you'll be using some turmeric in your rice as well that will accompany this dish, because that makes the rice yellow. I just usually put in about a teaspoon of coriander as well, and then you want 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. I'm going to be using crushed chili peppers, and about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. I actually have some pepper with like lemon and black pepper together, so I'll be using that one. And you need 2 bay leaves. You need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar, and 1/2 cup of seedless raisins. I can't remember if I told you 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons. This is what happens when you get old. It's 2 tablespoons of curry powder, and this was 3 tablespoons of chutney apricot jam mixture. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be adding all of these ingredients into the mince, excepting the bay leaves, and you're going to be mixing it all together. I'm also going to be adding in probably 2 tablespoons of the ginger and garlic mixture that I've got as well. So you're going to mix all these ingredients together. So I've added in all these ingredients. I just have to mix them all together. This is the chutney that I make myself. It's really very, very good. So the recipe for the chutney will be in the link below, as will the recipe for this bobotie. Once it's all mixed together nicely, you are going to empty it out into your casserole, greased casserole dish. And then you are going to flatten it. Once you've flattened it down, you are going to place the bay leaves on the top. And because I struggle to do just one thing at a time, so I'm going to be making a rooibos tea loaf as well for afternoon tea after the lunch. You want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's been 30 minutes, so I've taken the bobotie out of the oven and I'm going to put in my rooibos tea loaf. So the next thing you have to do for the bobotie is you're going to take half a cup of milk and you're going to mix it together with 2 eggs and you're going to pour that on the top of the bobotie. Once you've done that, that will be going into the oven again for another 30 minutes. But I'm going to do that half an hour before my friend arrives, and in the meantime I'm going to cook this, or bake should I say, the rooibos tea loaf. So I've now taken my rooibos tea loaf out the oven and I'm now going to pour on this egg and milk mixture. This will now go back into the oven for another 30 minutes, and while that is cooking in the oven with this egg custard on top, I will start with the rice. So it has now come out the oven and you can see it has the layer of egg custard on the top, and here's the rice. That's got a little bit of turmeric with it, and there's also some raisins mixed with that as well. Because although you've used curry powder, it is quite mild, but it's very fragrant, the flavors. And this is the whole Cape Malay cuisine, that it's quite fruity rather than burning your mouth. Spicy hot. What do you think about this bobotie?
I'm giving it 10 out of 10.
Excellent, that's just what I love to hear. So if you've enjoyed this video, if you can click on the like button, that will be magical. And if you can subscribe to my channel, that will be absolutely awesome. And if you can hit the little bell to be notified of upcoming videos, that will be fantastic. So with all those positive adjectives, I'll see you on the next adventure.